Hey guys, welcome to the analysis today for September 20th. Today is a Thursday, so we have some great momentum in the market rolling today. The first chart I'd like to show you is the Euro Yen. And the Euro Yen has a great setup today, and it's something that I actually talked about in our mentoring session today for those of you that watch who are in our mentoring program. And I want to get into that. Before we do that, let's cover our news for what's going on tomorrow. So as you can see, we're on forexfactory.com here, and we just have two red tagged events. One is the public sector net borrowing, that's pound news at 4:30 a.m. Right in the middle of the London session, and then we have 8:30 a.m. news for Canadian dollar, which is core CPI. Okay, so keep an eye on those two events. Other than that, pretty light tomorrow for your Friday trading. Okay, guys, I'm going to hit the terms of agreement here quickly as well. All right, guys, so these are the terms just to let you know where exactly we are and are not allowed to do based on the government rules. It says basically that we're not licensed or qualified to provide any investment advice, and that this is purely for educational purposes. And it's important that you understand that so that we're in line with what the United States government expects of us. All right, let's jump into that analysis. Okay, guys, so like I mentioned, the Euro Yen is actually the first pair that I want to cover today, even though I don't normally cover this too much. But the reason is because we had a setup on it, and we actually took this trade on our trade copier service. So I always like to mention the trades that we're taking on that service, because I know that many of you guys who are on the copier are watching the analysis, and of course because you're customers, you have some of that special privilege, so to speak. So we want to make sure that we explain everything in the daily analysis as best we can. Okay, so the Euro Yen today, we took a short on the close of this bar. Currently still in the trade, open short, and the trade is up about 2% right now. But if you notice, we had a trend line here, which is obviously in the downward direction. And it's interesting because I drew this line just recently, and I noticed that even though this trend line was broken, it was still respected as a key level. You can see that it broke here, but was tested again even after it broke on the upside, and then again was tested here after it broke through on the downside. So it's interesting to note here that you can break a trend line but still play off that trend line later on, which is exactly what we did with yesterday's trade. So right now you can see that the Euro Yen is pulling up a little bit at the end of the day. We have this little wick, which we don't like, but still has some potential to the downside. One nice thing is that it did break this level initially, so as long as it closes below that level, we'll be relatively confident that there's going to be some continuation on this Euro Yen trade. If it continues to back up at all like it started to at the end of the day, we'll probably close in. I think we have like 1.5% locked in, or 1.2%, something like that. So either way, it's going to be a profitable trade. But hopefully we can get a runner here and maybe even target all the way down here, which would be insane if this thing really takes off. And that would be like, of course, a 25% win or something. So that's the potential. Of course, it's unlikely that it's going to go all the way down there without whipping us out. But those are always what we try to accomplish, those big, huge winners. So that's the Euro Yen. Interesting example of a trend line that was broken, but still actually acted as support and resistance afterward. And I think it's provided a great trade setup here. All right, let's actually go back to the euro dollar, which is what we normally start with. So this is the euro dollar, guys. Daily chart, of course, which is what I'm always looking at, or for the most part, and I will let you know if I'm not looking at a daily chart. But this is the daily chart, and you can see that the euro dollar broke right below 130. And that 130 level basically has been broken 2 different times in the past week. And to be honest, I'm really surprised to see this. What I expected here was actually, because it broke through and came back and retested, I actually expected continuation to the upside. And I was actually kind of excited about the idea of maybe taking a euro dollar long and a euro yen short, because that way I'd kind of be hedged on the euro half. But obviously that's not what we got, because euro was just very weak today against everything. And if I zoom up here, you can see that it crashed through this level both times, without any trouble. I mean, very little struggling on this time. The next time we did bounce first, but then crushed right through it. So I'm pretty surprised that this level has not given price any more trouble than it has. And obviously, I'll be continuing to look at it and look for signals that have long potential above this level and short potential below this level. But right now, it's looking like that level is not meaning too much. So I guess I'm going to wait and see if we do get a retest back on this side now, or if we get a break right back through. I really don't know what to expect because my anticipation was a bounce off this and continuation to the upside for the euro, but that's obviously not what we're seeing. So I'm just going to be patient on this one. Kind of wait till we see something a little more definite, and then make a move on that. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is the pound dollar again, the daily chart, and we're right up above the 162 level. And you can see that the pound dollar has not had any success kind of getting momentum built on this reversal pattern. It does look to be rounding out at the top and heading down, but there's no momentum. It's not looking like there's great continuation signals based on these kind of wimpy candles that we're seeing now. That leads me to believe that maybe this thing is going to just be a little small pullback and continue right off this base and move up. But I'm not going to really put a lot of confidence in that until I actually see a bullish candle that is going the other way. Right now, it's just kind of stalling out. It's still rounding to the downside to some extent, but not with a lot of authority and not with a lot of momentum. So this is when I'm, again, just waiting for a better signal. This level is the level I was waiting for. It didn't actually quite get up to there, but still did reverse near that level. So maybe it'll just have to come up and test this level before it goes down, if it indeed it does want to come back down and come back towards this price, which of course would be great short opportunities if you could catch it on a momentum swing back down towards the 158 level. Okay, so 158, 157.6 really is a good area. That's a pretty major area in this area. So definitely want to look for trades if I can that are headed that way. Let's take a look at the AUD dollar as well. All right, guys, this is the AUD dollar. Another ugly situation right now. Again, we had this breakout to the downside. It went down towards the 102 level, came all the way back up, tested our previous trend line, which had been supported here, here, and here, and now it's just hanging out. It's these ugly tail bars just kind of sitting here at the 1045 area, and just not really making a significant move. So this is a tail. It's definitely pushing up towards the end of the day. Whether it wants to come back and test this level again or break through this level, or this is just stalling before a step down, that I really have no idea, and I don't even have a bias on AUD right now. AUD has been very consistently weak, for quite some time. I guess it's going on 2 months that it's been pretty consistently weak. So I don't know what to expect. I think there's potential for AUD to continue heading down and coming back down towards this 98 area, but there's also potential for it to go much higher. So it's all going to depend on price action and what happens with news and all these other factors. But making a guess on it right now, I don't think is a wise move. I'm just waiting for this little step that it's in right now to break out one way or the other. Doesn't even matter to me. I just want to see some definite swinging direction with AUD USD, especially because AUD is just such a great swing pair. So I'm just waiting for a good move, something that starts looking like this, and then I'll be ready to jump on board. All right, let's check out the pound yen too. Okay, so this is the pound yen daily price right now, right around 126.90. And with pound yen, I'm looking at two areas. You can see my red lines, this one and this one. It's kind of being annoying. It broke up through this one, kind of broke through this one, then broke right back down through this one, now headed back down towards this one. I don't think that pound yen is a pair that wants or likes to channel for too long, but you can see that in recent history it's just not been swinging. Like, we haven't got these drops like this or these rallies like this. It's just been doing more of this kind of choppy stuff, which for me is no fun to trade. Some people make a lot of money in the choppy markets, but for me it's not really the most profitable scenario for me. So again, what I'm waiting for here is either a continuation through one of these levels, or a breakout to the downside or whatever. It doesn't matter. I just want to see it start swinging in one direction, like all the other pairs that I'm waiting for. So with pound yen, it's not quite down to this 125.8 area, which after this bar here is kind of the area that I expected it to come down and test. So we might see another tail tomorrow that comes down, tests this level, and bounces back up. Not sure really, if I'm biased towards a long break or a short break. I guess because of the euro yen, hoping for a breakdown further of that, the pound yen would make sense to break down as well. So bearish would not be a bad thing to me right now. If it would actually come through and break this level, I'd be perfectly fine with that, because that would show some continuation on the euro yen as well, most likely. So again, just waiting for a pair to show me something. Right now, it's not, and a lot of times traders get themselves into trouble trading these pairs when they're not showing them any good signals. And so my job, today and every day is to give you some good analysis, but I don't want to just make up these trade calls and these trade setups if there's nothing good, in my opinion, to look at. A lot of times it's more profitable to sit back and wait than to just jump into the market, and that's something we got to train ourselves to do. So pound yen, euro yen, I think has some short setup, but pound yen, euro dollar, AUD dollar, right now most of those pairs are just not giving me a lot of confluence, a lot of good direction, a lot of momentum. So I'm just keeping my hands away from them. Let's look at a pair that actually is showing a little more direction. So this is the pound New Zealand. You can see that the pound New Zealand is almost always showing direction. I mean, these swings are pretty big, so it's almost always showing direction. Now, one thing I'm looking at here is heading towards a test of this level on the daily chart of the pound New Zealand. Right now, we're up near like 196 or 197 area, and it's trying to make a break to the downside. You can see that the tails here are pointing out it's trying to push to the downside, but the bars are not these huge momentum bars that we like to see for the momentum, to really convince us, so to speak, that this thing is headed back down. Now, I will say that this is a pretty nice pattern with a recent swing, a 2-bar pull up, and then a push down continuation signal. So I think that this is a pretty quality signal on the pound New Zealand. Of course, you'd like to see more momentum and more continuation, but this certainly is a nice target all the way down here at like 195. So 1905, that is, not 195, but 1905, 90.50. Great target, and hopefully we can continue to see some direction with pound New Zealand, because it's one of the few pairs that's not just sitting still and changing the color of its daily bar every single day back and forth. It's actually going on a few bar rallies at a time, which is something that you like to see. Okay, so that's pound New Zealand. If you want to check another pair that's not making up any ground and is no surprise, let's take a look at the US yen. And so this is the US yen daily chart, and you can see that it does not. Every time it goes up to make a breakout, it's pulled right back into this channel. One fake out here, one fake out here, but they were both pulled right back into the channel. Recent bar that poked through and came back today or yesterday, and today's bar came down, tested the bottom, and bounced back in. So talk about a pair that's not making up any direction. A 4-bar move in one direction before a reversal back into the channel was the most we've seen as far as direction out of US yen. So this thing is not doing anything. Hopefully that means that when it does break out, it'll be pretty sweet and it'll really move a lot. But I'm just getting so annoyed with this thing because it's just hovering between 70, 78, and 79, basically, just sitting there not making up any ground. So again, just another pair that you have to be patient on if you want to get a good swing trade. And I'll close up with the EURCAD today. Similar to the euro yen break off kind of a previous trend line. This one not a great tail push through like the euro yen, but it is, bouncing off a level that was tested quite a few times up here, as you can see with this trend line. Now, what I like about the EURCAD is the CAD part, because the CAD is actually pretty strong. So you can see that the euro has made up a lot more momentum to the bearish side against the Canadian dollar because of its strength than it has against the yen or the dollar or anything else. So the Canadian here, in my opinion, is providing us with a lot more momentum to the downside than that euro, that euro yen or euro dollar. Now the euro yen is okay. Yen's a little stronger, but still, if you look at the euro yen chart, you can see a lot more pullback in it than the euro CAD. So another great bounce here. If you're trading euro and you're shorting euro and you want to see that euro momentum shift and get pips in that like I do, you got to make sure that you're pairing the euro with the right currency. And I'm thinking that CAD makes a pretty good opportunity for that today. A lot of strength coming from the Canadian dollar, potential for that to continue, and I'm thinking that that's a pretty good possibility there. Alrighty, guys, thanks again for stopping by, for checking out the analysis. I really appreciate it. I hope that this is helpful for you and that you continue to stop by and get the analysis. As always, leave a comment if you have any questions or thoughts. I'll try to get back to those. Lately, I've been getting a lot more comments from you guys, so I appreciate that. So many that I actually am having trouble keeping up now, which is a great thing. So I appreciate that. Make sure that you do leave a comment with any questions or thoughts, and also interact with the other people who are doing so. And then, of course, leave a or not leave, but retweet or like it on Facebook too, if you don't mind. Alright, guys, thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.